Hello again everyone, Age of June here, and we're back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. Again, of course, high elo, naturally. Looks like this guy was not placed last season. Interestingly enough, that's actually pretty rare. But I actually decided to go for this game because of RF Legendary here. I've been watching his stream tonight. You know, he's one of my many favorite streamers. You know, there's Odd One, RF Legendary. He's one of the favorites, and he actually got Challenger again tonight. He apparently had it up until last night, but he hadn't played enough games, so he ended up getting kicked out. So, as soon as he won a single game, it put him back into promotions, and he was able to win 2 of them. One of them with the help of Odd One, Wild Turtle, and multiple other people. So, that one was pretty cool. Last game that I watched of his was really frustrating from the looks of it, because he was against a mid Soraka, played by High. That looked really annoying. I don't envy him that at all. We are going to see a Nocturne in this game, which almost definitely means we're going to be seeing Feral Flare. From what I understand, now that Feral Flare is out, Nocturne is ridiculous in this game mode. It does mean that red team's not going to really have much jungle pressure early. Whereas, let's see, who's jungling for the blue team? We've got Kha'Zix. I'm not sure, but I think Kha'Zix probably goes better off of the spirit items. But I could be wrong. I mean, we'll see what ends up going. I know I tried to go Riven with a Feral Flare. Don't do that. It was really a bad idea on my part. Honestly, I just thought, Feral Flare sounds awesome, but I didn't really look at the stats all that much, which I really should have. And I was like, hey, she's an auto attack champion. Well, sort of, but her damage also comes a lot from her abilities. And, Feral Flare not so good for boosting those. So I really ended up messing up. Also, I ended up having to do a lot more ganking than I really need to do with Feral Flare. Because like I said, this lane's not going to have much jungle pressure. You need that if you're going to go with Feral Flare. I didn't. I did a lot of ganking and stuff, and it put me way behind. I was at 30 kills. No, I mean, I got my thing around 30 minutes, sorry. Ooh, gank coming in here from Kha'Zix. Nice bubble there from the Nocturne. He is going to escape this, but that means that Kha'Zix will be able to go ahead and take his red if he wants. But again, he lived. So that's definitely a good thing, and he's just going to go ahead and head right back to jungling. And I'm not sure what Kha'Zix is doing. I guess Kha'Zix is just hanging around so that he can go in on him if need be. But Nocturne decided not to go for that, and he's actually getting some XP here. So this is actually putting Nocturne a little bit ahead. If Kha'Zix decides to steal the blue or the red later, then it's going to be great. But as of right now, he's just kind of hanging around waiting for Nocturne, who's not even close. Not even close, dude. So he's really just completely wasting time. And that's pretty much exactly what Nocturne wants. So now he decided, hey, I probably better go do something to Riven, because otherwise my entire time here was wasted. And of course it's Riven, so she just goes bloop, 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 and she's safe. Gonna go ahead and take a couple of shots there from... Oh, nice stun from RF Legendary. Gonna be able to take down... Oh, nice. Yes, he does manage to finish off Zion Spartan there. And that is a dead Zion, which is great news for RF Legendary. That is his first kill of the game, first blood. And that's definitely going to help him a lot. He's going to be forced to stick around here, though, because we do have Kha'Zix hanging around. But he's not going to want to stick around for too much. And now we see that Nocturne's here going, what the heck, man? Why is my red buff still here? He probably came to just clear it, only to come and find out that that guy never stole it. Which is just great for him, and it's really hurting Kha'Zix here. And now we see Nocturne heading on over to the blue, because Kha'Zix is still hanging around here. We're going to go down bottom for the moment to check this battle out, and then we will return back to the top, because that looks like it's a pretty tough little thing. But yeah, as soon as he got the red, he saw that Kha'Zix still has yet to get his blue, which told Nocturne, oh, nice pull there for the Blitzcrank. Oh, the binding from the Morgana means that the Caitlyn is going to go down thanks to that flash. Blitzcrank is able to finish off the Morgana, but that is an ADC for a support, which is a great trade there. And that is definitely going to go in the red team's favor. And now, like I was saying before, we've got Nocturne coming around, coming to get this blue buff. And that's really going to hurt Kha'Zix if he doesn't get there in time. I do not believe he will. I think Nocturne is going to be able to steal this. and that's pretty much exactly what Kha'Zix does not want. Kha'Zix is going to know now, because he sees these guys hanging around, tried to jump over the wall, failed to jump, so he's going to be forced to just clear out the minions there. And that is actually 3 buffs for Nocturne off of a Kha'Zix invade, which is actually kind of ridiculous when you think about it, because, I mean, normally when somebody invades, you're going to see that person get at least 1 extra buff. But in this case, he got 1 less buff because he just wasted so much time. Going in for the gank on the Lulu, though, not going to be able to finish her off, and Nocturne's here to defend her. And now Kha'Zix is forced to run because he's only level 3. Gonna be forced to flash, and Big Fat LP's actually getting pretty low here as well. And nice shield there from Lulu negates that damage, and we almost see a dead bird already. Rumble is on his way down, though, so if Zephyr doesn't back off, she's gonna die. And there we go. She is gonna go ahead and try to pop the passive at least. Nice dark binding from Morgana, but the flash got the Anivia away from that pool, so she doesn't end up dying, but it does pop her passive. So that means the next gank is gonna be even better. And all of this time means that RF Legendary is gonna get a little extra time to farm here. He's gonna go ahead and put a ward here, probably a good idea to make sure Rumble does not come through that way. But, you know, this did somewhat help the Rumble go ahead and try to start coming back, but it's not going to be nearly enough quite yet. So we'll have to see how this ends up working out. And actually, he's doing quite a bit of damage there to the Riven. So not too shabby at all. Looks like a little bit of action down here. Kind of unusual to see a Blitzcrank in Diamond. I'm not really used to seeing that at all because, you know, the pulls and everything are a lot of times dodged fairly easily by Diamond level players. I mean, you know, stuff like bronze, silver, it's pretty strong. And then, as I say that, well, he actually didn't take much from that. He got pulled and then was able to get out of it with no problem. So, yeah, that's pretty much Diamond right there. What are you doing? Oh, he's just warding it off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at the players here while we watch these guys possibly die, but probably not. We've got a Rumble top played by Coast's Zion Spartan. And he's actually going in and doing a little bit of damage there to Riven. Not too much happening at all. He's going to be against RF Legendary playing Riven. There's a ping there from the red team. Not sure what that's for. The mid lane is going to be Anivia, interestingly, played by Big Fat LP. He's going to be against the Lulu, of course, played by Zephyr. Woo, that was an interesting name. All right, down to the bot lane, we've got Caitlyn versus Lucian. Caitlyn's played by Boaz, and the Lucian is played by Pigmeth. Oh, no. RF Legendary, what happened? Oh, he decided to dive this. The shield there from Zion was enough to keep him alive. The ulti comes out, and RF Legendary is doing his best to get out of this, but he's going to go down to that Flame Spitter, which actually looks really awesome now, by the way. I like it quite a bit. So that was definitely unfortunate. Very nice timing there by Zion on that shield, because that was what kept him alive. Without that shield, he would be dead long since. But he used that shield to keep himself alive, and it worked really well for him. Alright, supports, we've got Blitzcrank, played by It's Viper. And he's going to be against Heaven Time, playing Morgana. And then finally, we've got the junglers here. Kha'Zix, played by True ID. Anybody who played... I wonder if that is a reference to Blizzard games. No, that's Real ID, not True ID. Just kidding. Alright, and finally he's going to be against Nocturne, played by Ott. Or Audie? I would say Ott. Ooh, lots of damage going down here on Caitlyn. Blitzcrank going in on the Morgana. She goes ahead and spell shield so she does not get popped up. She's still doing a lot of damage. There's the pull on her and the ignite as well, but Caitlyn's just about dead. He's going to go ahead and pop her up, but he's getting really low here. In comes the Nocturne going in, going to take down that Caitlyn. Now it's Blitzcrank's turn. Going to get feared, going to get slowed, and he's going to go down to Lucian. So that is a nice little 2-for-0 there in the bot lane. Very quickly turned around there by the Nocturne, and that was a very nice play indeed. And now we see RF Legendary is back up into the lane up here, and he's going to go ahead and try to continue up the farm. He is actually 13 CS behind, which honestly, given the fact that it's Rumble, not that surprising. Rumble is definitely pretty strong in lane. He's got, you know, the Flame Spitter and a lot of range, in other words. He's got a lot of range on his abilities and everything, and of course Riven has to get up there and right up into melee range in order to do anything. And that does make it so that she's kind of pressed back a little. Also, I know, you know, RF Legendary's best champion is Nidalee. I'm not actually sure about his Riven, but he's actually going in hardcore on this. Gonna try to pop the Rumble up. Does manage to land that. Gonna try to finish him off. I don't think it's gonna happen, though. Stun comes up in 1, but no, it's a little too late. but she does force that Rumble back, and that means he's going to get quite a bit of CS. Yeah, I know I'm just kind of switching between he and she there because it's kind of interchangeable given the fact that he's playing a female champion, but it's actually a guy playing it. So anyway, she going to go ahead and shove that forward. Hopefully going to try to make the Rumble miss some CS and XP. Don't know if he's going to miss too much, though, as it's not going to be getting there very early. Nice Dark Binding landing there on Blitzcrank. The Cullen comes out, manages to finish him off, and a decent amount of damage goes in there onto the Caitlyn as well. And that's going to force her to back off, and she's going to miss this CS. In the meantime, we got a little bit of a jungle fight here. We did see Kha'Zix coming up for something a little while ago. He planted the ward there, and he saw the Nocturne hanging around. Nice little wall there from Anivia, making sure that the Nocturne doesn't end up going down. Lulu's here to defend, and Anivia goes down as well. No! Egg form. And now Lulu's trying to take down the Kha'Zix, but in comes the Riven, and Riven just jumps in, gonna go ahead and land that stun. No! Trying to take down the Kha'Zix, who jumps away from the wall there. And they're just trying to finish this off. In comes the Rumble, uses that ult. The shield comes out from Lulu. Is it enough? It is not going to be enough, thanks to that flash and flame spitter there from Rumble. And that was a great wall from Anivia, making sure that RF Legendary died as well. He was actually almost on the other side of that wall, but it popped up, trapped him on that side, and made it so Zion could secure yet another kill. So, good start there for the red team, but they're definitely slowly starting to fall behind. On the plus side, though, their bot lane is just completely dominating this game. We've got 89 CS versus 65, and that's a 3-0-1 Lucian versus a 0-2-1 Caitlyn. So, definitely a huge lead for the blue team, or red team down bottom. Question is it enough to go ahead and offset this lead that Rumble is getting, as he's currently 4-1-0 versus 1-2-0. He's only 15 CS ahead. So the difference between him and her is much smaller than the difference between her and him. So, I mean, I think right now it definitely does put the red team in the lead. And if we look at the gold totals, they are still ahead. So we may end up seeing it not going to be too bad at all. And here we've got Riven shoving this forward again. Going to try to make Rumble miss the CS again. It's probably not going to happen. Here comes the turret dive from Nocturne. Going to land that fear. And I have a feeling this is a dead bird for the first time here. Oh yeah, she goes down. Lulu probably not going to escape this, but Nocturne did. Nice slow there from the Lulu though. I still don't think she's going to get out. Gets slowed by Nocturne. Yeah, she ends up going down. And that ends up being a 1-for-1 kill there. But it was, mid lane for mid lane. And who actually got the kill of the Anivia? I think it was Lulu. I'm pretty sure it was Lulu, in which case she comes out a little bit ahead on this. Like the pop-up there, that pretty much kept Nocturne alive. And yes, I was right, it was indeed Lulu. So one kill went to the Kha'Zix here, and the other one went to Lulu. So that is going to give Lulu a lead in the lane. And of course, she's already pretty much tied there. Oh, but that's five assists. That's going to put the Anivia a decent amount ahead there. Yeah, she's already 600 gold ahead. So it's not going to close that gap there. Had Lulu not died, it definitely would have. But thanks to the death there, in comes the gank down here. Thanks to the death there, not actually going to work out there. A nice flash there from Lucian, trying to escape this. Going to go down there to the missiles from the Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix was rooted under the tower. He's going to go down. But that ended up being a 2-for-1. And it was a good play by the Morgana, making sure to root him under the tower, though, so he ended up going down as well. Otherwise, it would have been a 1-for-0, and that's not at all what you want to see. But that is going to give the Caitlyn and Blitzcrank some time to go ahead and free farm down here. She's slowly catching up to Lucian. Actually, pretty quickly right now. She's still 16 behind right now. A little bit less than that now. Wait, no. Yeah, yeah, I was right. 16 behind. Oh no, another death up top while I was so busy failing at math. How did he get so low? Last I checked, he was at full health. Alright, so there we go. He's at full health right now. There we go. Got a little bit of CS there, and the Flame Spitter comes out from Rumble. Okay, wow. That just ripped RF Legendary to shreds there. And now we see the dive coming in from the Rumble. RF Legendary, he does have the shield. Yeah, he does. Goes ahead and lands the stun there, but unfortunately for him, Rumble hadn't hit yet. So the tower did not switch to Rumble yet, and that gives Rumble the ability to go ahead and finish off the Riven without dying himself. Had one hit gone off before the stun from Riven, Rumble would be dead. and I think RF Legendary might have survived it. Unfortunately for him, I think he thought that Rumble had already got a hit off, but unfortunately for him, it did not. So that's definitely putting him a decent amount behind here, but we'll see if he can end up coming back from this. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, as Riven is really strong. So we'll have to see, and I'm kind of cheering for him because, you know, I do like him. He's an awesome guy. And he's one of the few I see that actually plays Bruiser Nid as opposed to AP Nid of Hello, I have spears. So I like that a lot. Blitzcrank coming in here for a gank on the Lulu. Nice juke there. She's still slowed by Nibia. Going to land her own slow. Nocturne's coming in to help. And these guys are going to be forced to fall back because they are not going to want to go against these two because one of them is Blitzcrank. And, of course, Blitzcrank not so good versus, you know, to do damage. He's got a bit of burst with his ult and everything. Oh, Morgana walks across a pink ward there, and yeah, she just melts instantly. Tries to line the binding, doesn't end up happening, and she's going to go down. But in the meantime, we've got Lucian down here shoving up on this Caitlyn. Is he going to be able to finish her off? Cliffhanger, woo! There we go. So what's he decide to do? Takes a couple shots there, and he's actually just ripping her apart right there. Nice calling there. Gets that heal. She is so close to dead. He doesn't land the Q there, but I think she's still going to die. She does indeed to that W. Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. W. And of course over here we've got Riven trying to run a heck away from the Rumble. So that's going to be another close death that we didn't get to see. He's coming down to help, but he comes across Zion Spartan right there. Unfortunately, he's on just the regular move command. I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or what, but that was pretty unfortunate on his part. Gets over the wall though, gets the shield. But I don't know that he's going to be able to get out of this. I think he's going to be dead here. Although I could be wrong. He's kiting around here. He's got a lot of speed, so he might actually escape this. He will, actually. He does escape this. That's actually really... Aw, fails the jump, but it doesn't matter. Rumble's not coming anyway. If Rumble was coming, that might have resulted in a dead Riven. But in this case, not so much. Yeah, I don't know if he was just watching something that was happening elsewhere or what, but he didn't even notice that that Rumble was going in on him. So Rumble was able to get a lot of free damage there. And now we've got the blue team coming over here to go ahead and try to steal blue buff, which isn't there, so no steal for you. I'm not sure what Lulu's doing now. She's dying, though. Oh, yep, gets popped up by the Blitzcrank. Does use his flash. Oh, the ult, though. And that's going to be a dead Blitzcrank going to go to Morgana, but that's a living Lulu, which is not at all what I expected. I thought for sure that was a dead Lulu, but no, she actually survived that, and they ended up coming out with a kill, which is great for them. Riven's tower did just go down, but these guys are all going back. So, there's no minions here, so they're not going to be able to get this tower. But it's actually 1-for-1 on towers at the moment, and that is definitely good news for them. Are these guys going to finally take out this pink? Yes, they are. They're going to go ahead and sweep reward for it, although you don't really need to. But, you know, it does get rid of any greens that are there as well. And I'm not sure what Rumble's doing. I guess he's just kind of hanging around here at red. Gonna try to go back. Nope, he's going to come around now. Coming up behind Riven, actually. And we may see a bit of a battle here. These guys going in, doing a little bit of damage to the tower. And going into the Morgana. Nice spell shield. I'll come up top in a moment. And we'll see what ends up happening up there. I think Heaven Time might get out of this. Lands the binding. Not going to be able to stun him, though. She dies before that ends up happening. And, of course, Riven's up here. Sees the Rumble probably right about now. And realizes, oh, I need to get out. And, yeah, it's Riven, so he just does exactly that. Not a problem whatsoever. Jumps over the wall. He's going to be fine. Would have been great for the Morgana had her stun landed there onto Kha'Zix, because he actually might have gone down. But, unfortunately for her, not so much. But we've got RF Legendary coming down for a possible gank here. But blue team's coming and maybe going for Lucian? I'm not sure. Oh, the pull from Blitzcrank lands onto Riven there. But honestly, I'm not so sure that's really that great. In comes Rumble, though, so never mind. We're back to it being great. RF Legendary almost dies. The shield, not enough to save Lulu, though. And Lulu does end up going down. Lucian going off, using that culling onto the Kha'Zix, who tries to jump over the wall. Instead, jumps about a foot in that direction and goes down to that culling. And now Lucian's on his way back up. Gotta dodge Blitzcrank. Or kill Blitzcrank. But Anivia's coming up from behind. Oh, nice dodge of that. And now he's going in and doing some damage to Blitzcrank, who's just kind of hanging around at the moment. But in the meantime, a lot of damage going in onto the Nocturne here. He is going to live through this, though. And actually, there's a dead Blitzcrank. I kind of figured as much, especially when he was just kind of sitting there. I'm not sure why he decided to do that. But of course, that does mean that the Lucian is able to finish him off. And these guys weren't even able to get a tower from it. They're trying their best. They got it low, but they weren't quite able to finish it off yet. And now Lucian's here. In comes the Riven as well. Lands the stun on both of them. Lots of damage going off on Big Fat LP here. I don't think they're going to be able to finish it off, though. And no. Oh, RF Legendary goes a little too deep there. Lucian going to be able to finish the Rumble off. Yes, that is shutdown gold there. Not going to be able to get the Anivia, though. In comes the Lulu, though. Getting a decent amount of damage. In goes Kha'Zix. Going to be able to do a lot of damage there. And Lucian's not able to finish off the Anivia. One more auto attack would have done it. That ulti from Lulu almost made it long enough. But unfortunately for him, not so much. But in comes the Morgana, wanting to go in here onto the Nocturne. If she can land a binding, that may be a dead Nocturne. Oh, the slow, not going to be enough. He jumps out. Blitzcrank pull does not land. Meantime, Nocturne's up here going into this tower. He manages to go ahead and get it. So that is tied for towers at the moment. Oh, down goes the Lulu there thanks to a flash Q from the Kha'Zix. And again, Morgana ult not able to get off before she dies. So there is yet again no stun there. Definitely unfortunate for her. I would definitely say laning phase is over for the bot team though. Alright. For bot lane, not bot team. Looks like blue team's thinking about going in on the dragon here. I think they will go ahead and get it. I don't see the red team being able to defend this at all. If they even try, they're going to lose their mid tower. And, of course, they've got no wards, so they don't even know the blue team is actually there. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a free dragon for the blue team. Question is, will they manage to go ahead and come on up here and take down the Lucian? I doubt it. And no, it looks like they aren't even going to try. They're going to go ahead and head on back. Nice dodge of that wall there from Riven. Gets over that with no problem. Blue buff going down. Gonna go to Lulu would be my guess. We'll see though. No, actually, it's gonna go to Nocturne, interestingly. Working, was I right about Feral Flare? Yes, I was. Feral Flare for him. And again, I was also right on Spirit of the Elder Lizard there for the Kha'Zix. So I called that one. I really wish I had done, you know, such calling before trying the Feral Flare on Riven. But unfortunately for me, I was very unwise and did not do so. So I ended up not doing so well that game. I don't think I got Feral Flare upgrade until like the 30-minute mark just because I was so far behind on farm. It was bad. It was really bad. Alright, big team fight going on here. The Lucian got pulled, but now out comes the culling. It's actually a 4 versus 3 here. Lulu goes ahead and ults herself, flashes over that wall, and in comes the Nocturne. Gonna go in, gonna be able to finish off that Anivia. No, she flashes out of this. And she is actually going to survive here. Now there's the Rumble ulti. Gonna be able to finish off the Lulu. Yeah, down she goes. In comes the Caitlyn going in on the Lucian. Lucian's gonna go down to this. Yeah, he does indeed. Now Morgana goes down as well. It is now Nocturne versus the world. I don't think Nocturne's gonna be able to finish off anybody. He's trying his best, but no, he does indeed end up going down. And now Riven's on her way down. Not going to be able to do anything, though. May be able to prevent this tower, but it doesn't even look like they're going for it, as they are actually headed straight towards Baron. Oh, the flash from Blitzcrank. And that actually baited Riven into going in. And unfortunately, the ulti from Riven went that way instead of that way. Otherwise, well, actually, no. He was trying to take down the Kha'Zix, would be my guess. Didn't end up happening, though. And that is a dead Riven. Oh, that is an early surrender right there. I guess these guys are just done. So that's going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.